Whew. All right, we're back in person again, guys. Welcome back to the Patar Project. I'm your host, Nick Patar. Today, Chad Graham, brother, thank you so much for joining me.
No, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it, eh? But yeah, glad to be back in person.
It's a fucking small world, eh?
Very small. Very, very small.
Like, a backstory for the listeners. A lady reached out to me a few months ago and goes, you need to get this guy on your podcast. Checked him out. I was like, I know this fucking guy from somewhere. And then we got talking. You're like, yeah, I live in Yellow Rock. And you told me like at the end of the Singles Ridge Road. I was like, I feel like I've done work there before. And I went onto our database and I typed in your name and it came up. I was like, fuck, that's where I know him from.
Yeah,
and then,
doing a bit of work at my house.
Yeah, installed his aircon and now he's here. It's taken a while since my old studio had stairs to get to, and stairs are not your best friend.
No, they're definitely not my best friend at all. They're my danger.
But you're here today, man, and fuck, I'm grateful and I'm keen to dive into your story and have a chat.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. Very grateful to be here, and it's good to also be nice and close. Just someone or another good dude in the area.
Yeah, I know. We didn't have much issue trying to get you in here.
None at all.
No, it's pretty good, but I like to start my podcast with grateful. So besides being grateful for being here today, what are you grateful for in life?
That's a
tough question, eh?
Yeah. No, I like, it depends how deep you want to go, but like, it's from what I've been through, I would honestly just say, grateful to be alive. Like, yeah, that's what I'm grateful for. Like, I know you can be grateful for, something very little. But like, I'm grateful to be alive.
Yeah. It's those small things in life that I guess we take for granted until something like, we'll dive into your story soon, and like, diseases and illnesses happen until you realize, wow, like life is really precious.
Yeah, 100% it is. Definitely. It's you would say it's like even more precious than what you really think, to be honest. Like, if you there's not like, you don't realize, you just don't realize how grateful you can be for something. Until, as a lot of us have probably learned, like, until you lose something, you know how precious it was.
Yeah.
And that's when you kind of find out how grateful you should be for certain things.
And I guess it's sad in a way that it takes an accident or a near-death experience for someone to make that change in their life.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
I knew the consequences of what I was doing, like me riding my motorbike at a high level. I knew the consequences.
Yep.
But you kind of also don't think, you don't want anything to happen. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's, you have to accept the consequences, and what happens.
Exactly. Like, as a kid, you're just doing it for fun. You'd never have a thought in the world that something like that would happen until it happens to you or someone close to you. To you, it's just fun.
Yeah. It's to any kid, it's just fun. It's just them living life. It's just, me, any other kid living life. And yeah, as soon as you lose that, you're like, oh damn, that's gone.
Yeah. And it's just like in general life, like we could drive our car or walk out in the street and get hit. It happens.
Yeah.
Like, you can't live life not taking risks and living your life out of fear of something, like a small percentage of that kind of stuff happens to people. You just got to live life, and if it happens, it happens, and you got to learn to kind of deal with it.
Yeah, definitely. You can, like, something pretty funny, like when, like, me riding my motorbike and all that and having my accident, blah, blah, blah. When I was in rehab, learning all the whole like disability process of like learning how to like in physio and all that type of stuff, being within a facility, you realize some of the, like, you learn some of the ways of how people have become the way that they have. And like, I shouldn't laugh, but I met this lady that was in there that was making toast, and a cockroach came out of the toaster and it scared her, and she fell on her ass and broke her back.
Oh shit.
And that's how she became paralyzed.
Fuck.
So it's literally that easy that can happen.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah. Like she was paralyzed, but like so it's an incomplete injury, so she's got movement of the legs, so she was kind of able to walk, but not properly.
Yeah. Fuck.
So it was like, yeah, it was just that easy.
Shit. Like, could she recover from that? Like, or is that something that she's always going to live through?
No, you'd always live with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not, you can recover. It's like a normal injury. You can recover to a certain degree, but not, possibly not fully.
Yeah, because I'm interested in like spinal injuries and stuff, because you hear these stories of, like, similar to you, have an accident, quadriplegic, and then after so many years of rehab and stuff, they walk again. Like, now that's a small percentage, but it does happen.
Yeah, it's always possible, but it also depends on the. We're in a time of progression. So we've progressed a long way compared to what we were. So when we're like fit, like training wise and things like that, there's a lot more out there where people with disabilities can go to be able to get that rehabilitation at a higher level, to be able to make that progress compared to what there was. So it's pretty much all that's really happening is that people are being able to have these facilities to be able to get better rehab to be able to get better.
Yeah. So, yeah, depends on, I guess, how much money you have too, eh? Because that wouldn't be cheap.
No. Well, luckily with that can be paid for through the NDIS.
Okay.
For people with disabilities. Yep. So that's the kind of the whole, it's a very handy thing that's come along through the time. Yeah,
you got to be grateful for things like that, allowing you to, get the support and the help that you need.
Yeah, 100%. Because without that, like a lot of people would have not very much at all. Which is why, so a few years ago, I started my charity, which was called Roll 101, which actually I would go and help young kids with disabilities and seriously ill kids.
Yep.
That, like, I'd buy them equipment that they needed because they weren't able to because the NDIS wasn't around.
Okay.
But with the NDIS, it's been able to give these kids opportunities to get things that they were unable to have.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, so that's what I did before. I shut it down recently just because it was kind of dying off more because of the fact of the NDIS.
Yeah.
Which
is good in a way.
Yeah, it's good in a way. It's very good in a way.
Are you looking to do, I guess, more charity stuff down the road? Is that something you're passionate about?
I am, but I would say it's kind of got to be done the right way.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to give I'd rather get somebody equipment that's useful towards them rather than just like a cash donation.
Yeah. Because that's actually going to help them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yes, money helps, but if you can give them the equipment which they can use kind of straight away, it's going to help way much.
Yeah.
more.
As much, yeah, and don't get me wrong, like, as much as a cash donation towards the equipment is all, like, that's going to be helpful as well. And we all know that that's helpful through, you know, through what's gone on in past from people who are seriously ill and all that type of stuff. But like to pay for nurses, that for kids that are sick or whatever. But yeah, it's like I've donated money to guide dogs.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because it helps train the dogs to get them to at the level that they need to be able to help people with disabilities. So yeah, it all helps, but I'd try and donate money to the equipment of where it needs to go instead of just a cash donation kind of thing.
At least you know where it's going.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think people would feel a lot better about it doing that.
Yeah.
Compared to just cash.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a step back for a moment. What was your upbringing like? And then we'll kind of go into the events leading up to the accident.
Yeah. So I was, as a young kid, you know, just out living life, going to school. I was riding BMX. My best friend at the time, like, he got me into riding BMX. Oh, sorry. I got him into riding BMX, and then he got me into riding motorbikes, and I literally fell in love with it. And then also I was playing footy and all that type of stuff. And then, you know, just a young kid just hanging out, doing whatever, sport-wise and all that type of stuff. I had a really good upbringing. And then from that, I was just it was funny because me and my mate literally just swapped sports. So he became world champion at BMX.
Yeah.
And I pursued motocross and supercross. And I did that for years and years, and you know, I keep making progression, and I had a few I had one serious injury which I was able to recover from, but and then kept riding, and was getting better and better. At the time I was second in New South Wales.
Fuck, that's good.
Which was a pretty good achievement from what I've been through previously. But, you know, I put a lot of time and effort into getting to that, you know, training on and off the bike in the gym, and, you know, putting in laps and everything like that on a practice track with a trainer. And then I was like, riding state titles and everything like that. And then, and then I ended up riding one of the rounds of state titles at Wagga, and it got called off because it was just too wet.
Yep.
And because we knew it was going to be wet, but we didn't know the level of how bad it was going to be. Like, it ended up thunderstorming and everything. And so I got called off, and we went back, and because we borrowed our family friend's pressure washer, and we went back to their place, and that was one of my practice tracks that I was training at. Went back there to just give it to them because we finished early, so we were going to just head home anyway. We ended up I ended up, all my friends were riding at the time because they were a bit older than me, so they weren't at the junior state titles. And they were all riding. I was like, "Oh, Dad, can I go have a ride?" Yeah, all good. So I got my bike out, got ready, went out, had a ride. And then late Arvo, they were all just watching and I was just mucking around, just having a bit of fun and cutting laps around the track. And came around one of the corners and high-sided and I have no idea how I landed. I think I landed on my head or something and ended up dislocating my neck, which I didn't know at the time. But yeah, I just felt really weird and falling in and out of consciousness. And I was like, I feel like I'm upside down. Like, it was such a weird feeling because I was laying, I didn't know how I was laying because I, like, falling in and out of consciousness and all that type of stuff. But I was laying on a hill. This is what my friends have told me. I was laying on a hill, but felt like I was laying with my head lower than my feet.
Oh, wow.
But I was the other way around.
Yeah.
Then I felt like I was I felt like my whole body was in a cramp. Like just a tight as fuck cramp. Like it was so weird.
Were you scared?
No. I have no idea why.
You were just like out of it?
I was just like in and out of consciousness and I was just like, oh my, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I felt like, and my friends were like, no, you're out straight. I was like, what? Anyway, I kept going. My mate went and told my, the parents. Anyway, they came down and still falling in and out of consciousness. And then at one point, I woke up and my dad had my leg in the air and I go, did you just take my boot off? Because he was taking my boots off at the time because you try and get gear off to try and help, like, you know, whether an ambo comes or whatever. Anyway, I was like, did you take my boot off? And he's like, yep. I go, I've broken my neck. I just fell out and I don't remember anything else after that. I just woke up in hospital however many days later.
Do you know how many days that was or not?
No. And then I ended up, I woke up very vaguely and I was getting loaded in the chopper because I had to call it like ambo on the chopper to chop me out. And yeah, woke up. I don't know how long later. It could have been the next day. I have no idea. Literally on life support, all that. Couldn't move. Couldn't move. Just laying in a bed on life support and in an ICU room.
Shit. What was going through your mind?
Nothing.
You were just still like out of it, confused, didn't really know what was going on.
No, I had no idea what was going on.
It's like a dream.
Kinda. It literally just changed the whole situation just in a heartbeat, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Shit. How long did it kind of take you to come to realization what was happening or what happened?
I don't know. I was literally just going through the motion of the whole thing. I was just like, my neck was that badly dislocated that they had to pull it back into place.
Oh, wow.
So I had a halo. I've still got like scars in my head that they drill into your skull, and so it's just like a big brace,
Yeah.
and it sits over your shoulder. I don't even know any of that, but I've just seen it. I didn't feel wasn't feeling anything or anything like that. But so my spine was sitting it was sitting next to each other. So they had to pull it back
And realign it.
back into place. So I ended up with 30 kilos of sand pulling my head back into place.
Whoa.
And that was over time. So they put I don't know what it was over time, but they slowly put more and more weight on over time to pull it back into place, realign it. Then as soon as they were all happy with, the surgeons and that were happy, bang, straight into surgery.
That is crazy, dude. It's like, have you seen the African culture that they put the rings around their neck?
Yeah.
And every year and their neck extends? So it's just like that, basically.
Yeah. Whereas if they cut them off, they're dead.
Yeah.
Or paralyzed, whatever.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And then what they do in surgery is just like...
Plated my neck, screwed it. And yeah. And then they left one spot just to be able to give me a bit of more movement.
Yeah.
Because I was so young, they knew I was going to be active and move and all that type of stuff. So they just left that, left a disc free. So, but yeah, then I had to go through the whole process. And then from that, because I was on life support, they slowly turn it down to try and get you to breathe.
So you had all the tubes and stuff down your throat, eh?
Yeah.
What does that feel like?
You don't feel it.
You don't?
No.
Is that because you drugged up or?
No, you don't even feel them.
Okay.
While I don't even know how. At the start I would have been, but by the end I don't think I was that drugged up. But I was, so what they do is you've got the tubes all in and they're helping you breathe.
Yep.
Then what they do is they slowly turn that down to make you breathe by yourself. And once they think you're strong enough, they take the tubes out. So then I got strong enough, they took the tubes out, and then I don't have no idea how much longer my lungs collapsed.
Oh, fuck.
So that happened, put the tubes back in, went through the whole process again, took it out. I had one physio on me pumping the mucus out of my chest because it's just like a chest infection.
Yeah.
Because you're not able to cough anything out. It just fills up full of mucus or whatever and becomes just glue. And that's why my lungs collapsed. So then they were trying to get that out. Yeah, I'm all good, all clear. Next minute, lung slaps again. Put tubes back in my throat. Whole process again. I go to, I backtrack just a little bit. I started off, I got flown to Westmead.
Yep.
Then after I was in Westmead for a week, I got flown to Royal North Shore. So then when I was in Royal North Shore, the last time they took tubes out on me, I had a physio literally on each lung, a physio on each side of me, just pumping my chest we thought everything was clear.
When you say pumping, as in pushing down,
yeah, mate, just like
CPR,
yeah, kind of like that, but making me cough.
Okay.
So it's more or less, it's not from the top of my chest. It's from underneath your chest.
Okay. And it's like to kind of activate your lungs.
Yeah, it's because so if you push down in chest, it's more in the diaphragm. So if you push underneath your chest, it kind of makes you cough.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what they do to make you, to get you to cough, really. So that you get everything up, and then they've got suction because you're not able to, because you're laying down. They're putting suction in you to get everything out, and then so then that all happened. So that finally cleared me all up, and then once I started to get better and better and better, then they sent me to what is it? They've got a spinal unit.
Yep.
At North Shore, which is level 7. So then you stay in there, and then you start going through that whole process, and then you start learning about, like, once you get a little strong enough, then you go into a wheelchair. Then you try and learn how to be in a wheelchair. It's just never ending.
At that stage, did you feel like you'd recover and walk again, or were you having those thoughts like, I'm going to be in a wheelchair the rest of my life?
No, I didn't care.
You didn't care?
No. I actually found it honestly that easy to deal with. I couldn't have cared less.
Why do you think that? Because as a 16-year-old, you have the ability to walk, ride bikes, and then it's taken away from you, and then you're able to react so chilled.
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
I've never ever been able to put it. I could never put into perspective as to how I did it. I don't even understand it.
Have you spoken to people about it?
I feel like the only thing I can put it down to is doing what I loved, and I put my whole life into at the time. And also my parents having, very supportive parents, which, any person would have. And I really can't put it down to anything else other than those kind of two things, really.
Yeah, I guess you felt safe because you had your family there supporting you.
Yeah, but it was just it is what it is.
Yeah. That's a good mindset to have when you're that age too.
Yeah, but I don't even know. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, you don't know, but you had it.
Yeah, somehow. But, I guess the cliche thing is you don't know how strong you are until you have to fight.
Fuck.
My your parents always pretty much watch you. Don't know if you're ever going to be coming back. From when my lungs collapsed. So yeah, I could have just let myself go, but I didn't, and that's what happened. I made it through, but I've never really been able to pinpoint the fact of how the hell I made it through so easy.
It was meant to be, I guess.
Yeah. I've honestly can't put it. There's no, how sometimes you can kind of be like, yep, it was because of that.
Yeah.
I can't. It's just I did it.
And
the only thing I can put it down to is because I did it doing what I loved, and I just kind of, you also just accepting it.
Yeah. That's inspiring though.
I don't feel like it is.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of probably dumb for me to say, but I don't feel like it is.
Well, it is to people who are who may be going through similar situations and struggling
Yeah.
to look at your story, or you go and see them in the hospitals like we talked about the young bloke before, and you, I guess, sharing your experience and telling them like, you know, everything's going to be all right and all that kind of stuff. So at that level, I feel it is inspiring. But
Yeah.
maybe you don't feel it because you just went for it, you did it. So
Yeah.
it feels normal to you kind of thing.
Yeah. And also too, like, the other thing is different level of spinal injury is different. So the higher level of spinal injury, sadly, the worse off you are.
Yeah. So C6, was that just shoulder line around there? Or?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So I can't feel from just like, say, armpit level down. I can't feel from.
Yeah.
So you know, you'd say it's pretty much like 90% of my body, really.
Yeah, stored dead weight that you got to carry around.
Yeah, takes a toll on the old upper body. But yeah, like, just, you know, go through the motions of it, and then from that, then I spent 6 weeks in Royal North Shore on. I think it was all up. But then after that, I spent 10 months in Rehab. And then that was another mission. That was probably the most mentally taxing part of the whole situation.
Why's that?
The reason is, you would say it's because having to learn the function, so hand function, because I've got no hand function. So you got to learn how to pick up stuff.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to, you know, and I weighed like 75, 80 kilos before my accident. I lost half my body weight
Oh, wow.
in days, you know, and getting fed through a tube. So that's not very nutritious. So, you know, like, you're going to lose weight. So then you got to deal with, you know, trying to get strong. So then you're in the gym. Then you're trying to learn how to, like, balance, like even just sitting up on a flat bed, just sitting up with your legs straight, and then you're trying to learn to balance with your legs off the edge of the bed. It's just so much to learn. Then you got to learn how to, you know, use a knife and fork with no hand function. Then you got to and there's also adaptive knives and forks and all that type of stuff. But it's just so much to learn. Like, I honestly, at one point, at the start, they were like, all right, we're going to play Connect 4. How easy is Connect 4 of a game?
Yeah.
Well, have you tried to play Connect 4 with no hand function and trying to put that little coin in the slot? I ended up launching that Connect 4 all the way across the room because it's the most frustrating thing ever. And then chess. And then the OT's like, all right, well, you're going to move the chess pieces, but you're not allowed to knock any other chess pieces over. Are you serious? Those things went everywhere. I was like, I'd had enough.
Yeah.
It just, that's the mentally taxing and draining part, because you're like, this is a mission. Why? Like, it's not easy.
No. But you build resilience off the back of that.
Yeah, but then it's like, and it also comes to practice. You know, you do it and then you do it again, and it just becomes an easy thing.
It's like you're born again, basically. You have to learn everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, and it's just a whole nother mission. Because it is a mission. You're like, oh my God, I just want to be able to do it. But guess what? You can't.
Yeah.
But then you can, because you put that time in to be able to get the, get the strategy down of how to do it, the technique down. So it just becomes second nature. And then, but still, it's still annoying as, because like you'll go to pick up something and it falls through your hands and you're like, oh my God, I've got to try and get that off the floor. And it still happens to this day. Like you just work out ways how to do things.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes it takes longer than normal.
I guess that you learn how to be calm during this, because you can't. I guess maybe in the beginning it would have been difficult, but now over time you're like, "Fuck, this happens. I just learn to deal with it. I'll solve it instead of getting frustrated over small things that you can't control."
Yeah, it's patience. Yeah, you learn patience to get done what you have to get done.
Yeah.
Like even, getting dressed in the morning takes an able-bodied person like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Takes me like 10. Like, oh, hurry up. But, like, and I've learned a lot, like also over the years, like you learn off other people, and then like I started playing wheelchair rugby, and then I learned even more, and then you become stronger because playing rugby, training, it's just a flow on effect, but then it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah, and I guess that defines what life is, all right? Fucking roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's just about turning up every day and putting the reps in. Like when I started this podcast, I was fucking shit in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting way better and I'm progressing, and that's just by putting in the reps.
Yeah, and you just it's a more natural thing rather than being nervous or being it just becomes second nature. But that's what just putting work in and putting practice and all that type of stuff, it just creates better.
Yeah, it's just like the saying of adapt and overcome.
Be water.
So it's what you got to do, man. And I've seen some of your rehab videos on Instagram, the ones when you're laying down and pulling yourself up.
Yeah.
That would take a lot of strength.
Yeah, and then they turn the weight down, so it makes it even harder. But yeah, it's all just not giving up.
Yeah.
Because you can be a little bitch and just lay there, but what do you get out of that?
Yeah.
Why do you get up and go for a run in the morning?
Exactly. Makes you feel good, and once you get the hardest thing done in the beginning of the day, you just feel like you can conquer the rest of the day.
Yeah. But do you want to do that every day?
No, there's some days I'm like, fuck that. I want to stay in bed.
Exactly.
But you just got to get up and do it.
Yeah. And how does it make you feel?
It feels good once I do it.
Exactly. I can't even be bothered doing it sometimes. Doesn't mean I'm any different to anyone else.
No.
So many people feel like that. Just my way of doing it is different. Everybody's way of doing things is different. The way I do things isn't the same as the way you do things. And the problem is too that we're so negatively geared. Our brains are negatively geared. We react to everything negative. Like, you know, a social media post that you see, that you post, like something that you post on social media, if people post, like, comment nice stuff, you're like, oh, thank you, blah, blah, blah. As soon as you see something like hateful on there, you react so savagely to it, so hard to it. Why? Why do we do that? Why do we react so hard to negative shit?
I think because we see all these good comments, so we're on such a high. As soon as something bad happens, boom, knocks us straight down. What I've learned is we just got to stay centered, stay grateful, because if you stay either end of the spectrum, once something bad or something good happens, it's going to knock you around.
Yeah, 100%. But and I agree with that. But why? But what's the point of reacting so hard to it?
I think it's something internal within that person.
Yeah, it's just so strange how we are so reactive to something so negative. Like if you see, like, TikTok, for example, right? It's a pretty fun app.
Yeah.
But if you see people will always, you know, how they've got that, like, comment to react to, like, on a comment you can react in a video.
Yeah.
It's always something that someone's written a disrespectful comment and they've reacted to it in a video.
And it gets views too.
Yeah. But why? But no, not many people will do that to a positive comment.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, 10 good things could happen to you, and then one bad thing happens, and we just focus on that bad thing.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to lie. I've done it.
Yeah.
But then you're like, why? Why do we react so negative, like, so bad to a negative comment? Like, why do we put so much effort into a negative comment?
Yeah, no, I think it's probably something internal. Maybe it's pulled something inside you is like, it's triggered you in a way.
Yeah.
Something.
And that's fine. That's definitely fine to do. Like, but we don't do that to a positive comment.
Yeah, I know.
We just do a normal thanks.
Yeah.
Or appreciate it.
I think it depends on the person too. Like, for me, like, if I get a positive person, I'm like, yeah, grateful, appreciate it. If I get a negative person, I'm like, yeah, grateful. Like, either way, for me, if it's negative or positive, I'm grateful for their comment. And if it's negative, a big thing for me is having empathy for that person, because for them to take time out of their day to say something negative to you,
yeah, they have problems.
Obviously, there's something internal going on with them.
Yeah, but it's just, and you're right. But it's just so strange how we put so much, like, people put so much effort into a negative comment, but then we react so hard to a negative comment, and that thing gets views.
Yeah. That's society for you.
It's a trippy one.
Yeah.
The more you try and figure it out, the harder it is to deal with life.
I think a big thing for all the listeners and that is just focus on yourself. Focus on what you can control, not what you can't control, and have empathy for those kind of people who say those comments and those things.
So try not to not worry about it.
It's not worth your time.
It's a Twitter-fingered hero.
Yep, exactly. Keyboard warrior.
Yeah. I was going to say that, but then I thought of Twitter fingers.
That's right. Both is good.
They are. But, like, I just forgot what I was going to say.
It's all good, man. So rehab, how long were you doing rehab for? Did you say 10 months?
Yeah. Went through rehab for 10 months.
And then after that, what was like the next kind
And
of steps?
that is the rehab is like the learning process to then come home.
Okay.
So it's like learning your everyday stuff. So it's like learning how to pick up things, like I was saying, how to transfer in and out of bed, how to get like balance, how to get then strength. So it's the process of learning your everyday stuff that you need to be able to progress to then go home.
Yeah, just like, preparing you to go back to some sort of a normal life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Living life with a disability, pretty much.
What was it like going home again after?
Well, then that's another process.
Yeah.
Because then, you need to make, like, have your house set up. Then, then you need to have a car that's set up. And you need to have, it's just a roll-on effect that, it just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
You need to make sure this is right. You need to make sure this is right. You need to make sure that's right. Then if that's not right, you need to figure out a way to make it right. Like, it was a big process. It was a big, long process. I was lucky to have a lot of people to help me out through the whole process, and, people that didn't, well, it's them problem. You're always going to lose people through tough times, which is sad, but you need to be grateful for the ones that do hold you down through those times. And that's through this whole thing that's what a lot of this whole situation's made me who I am today. I will tell people that, as shit and as gay as it sounds, tell your friends you love them and appreciate them and stuff like that, because it may not be here tomorrow. It may not wake up. And I don't want to be one of those people that, which is, it's still fine to do, but I don't want to be one of those people that is like, oh, I wish I did this with you before you're gone, or wish this or wish that. I don't want to be that.
No, you don't want to have regret.
No, I want to be like, thank you for all the times that we spent and all that. Like, you need to appreciate people while they're here. Give them their flowers while they're here. Because when it's too late.
Yeah, don't just give them flowers when they're gone. Just say give them flowers when they're here.
Yeah, because a reaction can be seen. And it takes nothing.
No.
It takes nothing to do those small things.
I know, and especially with technology and that these days, you can call someone, you can message someone, just to let them know that you care and you're there for them. And I'm a big advocate of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not hard.
No.
It takes 0.5 of a second to just think of that and go, all right, I'm going to do that. Send that message. Because, 1 minute they're here and 1 minute they're gone.
So true. Life can go so quick. And I guess during your journey, you have realized who your true support and who the true people are that, love you and there for you.
Yeah, 100%. But still at the same time, as well as that, like, there's amazing people in this world. It's not all. People, majority of the people, like, everybody has their own ways. not everybody's amazing to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to choose the right ones for you that work for you.
Exactly. And you can't hold it against the people that may have left your life because, you know, they have their own journey. They may not be prepared for what happened and all that kind of stuff. So you can't hold it against them.
No, that's exactly right. You know, and at some point they may learn that and accept that and come around. And if they do, cool. You have to accept people for who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just there's too much. The more you worry about that, the harder it is for you. Like if you I do it sometimes too. You can't just be like hold things against them. You have to focus on you and let everything happen. The more you worry about that other stuff, the harder it is for you. The harder it is for you to get up in the morning and do what you need to do.
Exactly. Yeah, it only affects you at the end of the day.
Exactly. Makes it harder for yourself, like I was saying.
Yeah. So when did you kind of go back to school? Because that would have been tough.
That was a process. I went back to school, I think, the year after I came home.
Yeah.
Which my school was good.
Did you have to like repeat years in that or?
No.
Okay.
No. So I had my accent when I was in year 10. And and then I'm pretty sure I just went to year 12. Because I was still with all my same friends that I was.
Yeah, they wanted to keep you kind of together.
Yeah. And it was school for me wasn't really school. It was more a strategic plan to adapt myself to the world again.
Yeah.
For example, like being back with people, things like that. It wasn't just you're going back to school to being in school. You're going back to school to do school, but also be back with people.
Yeah. Learn to socialize.
Yeah. Socializing with people and all that type of stuff.
What's it like living in this world now, being in a wheelchair? Like, is it, I know you get around quick and you don't kind of let it stop you, but I guess it's hard, like accessing certain places and that.
Yeah, access certain places is hard.
I feel like it's a lot better now though than what it used to be. Like we're a lot more
100%.
inclusive now and accepting.
Yeah, definitely, and that also comes to what you would say like advocacy kind of thing. People getting it in your face a little bit more.
Yeah, people speaking about their stories, like you coming on this podcast. Who's that? The tennis player in the wheelchair.
Dylan Alcott.
Yeah, he's a big advocate for all that stuff, and he's amazing.
Yeah, and like even, you know, my one of my teammates from wheelchair rugby, Riley Batt, he's the same. He's been in a wheelchair all his life, and he would have seen the processes that it all went through.
Yeah.
You know, and it's even come a long way since I've been in a wheelchair. Like, it's just it's like anything. The more it's in your face, something like, yeah, the more it's in your face and things like that, the more people look at it.
I feel social media has helped a lot with that.
Yeah. Yep. There's there's a lot of that, a lot of positives that social media has from anything.
It's at the end of the day, it's just a tool. It's how you use it.
Yeah, exactly. It's how you use it in so many different ways. There's a lot of different ways you can use it, and it's a very helpful tool to promote things, especially your podcast, and to also help others.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good, very worldwide tool that you can get to anywhere.
Exactly. Now, on your journey, did you have any, I guess, mental demons or days where I know we had days, but did you have like real hard times you're like, I want to give up?
Through rehab and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, so rehab or after rehab, did you have any like...
You know what? Yeah. Like it just gets so it's tough because nothing's easy. Some things, it is what it is, but it's just the sometimes you got to go through, and like we were saying before, it's repetition.
Yeah.
You could do one thing and it'll piss you off hard, and you're like, no, I do not want to do this. But then you do it again and you figure out a way, and then you don't do it for a while, and then you come back. So it's just a whole process thing. But the demon side of it is, it can put you in a deep trap.
Yeah.
I've had them. And I talk about it, but I don't talk about it, if that makes sense. Like, the struggle of the whole process is pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to give up when I was doing, like, learning how to pick up things.
Yeah.
But I knew it was going to benefit me for later on.
Yep.
But that whole process, honestly, that, like I was saying earlier, the whole process of rehab and everything like that at my age should have been hard. You're young, you want to do kid things,
Yeah.
but you can't. But it's harder now. And it's probably harder now because you kind of feel like you should be on a level that you're not. Like, you could, I wanted to be a builder, right? I could have had built and refurbed houses by now, but I can't do that because what's the point of spending money on a house and not being able to do it up yourself and sell it?
Yeah.
And I could have had a house, but it's just that, like, dealing with all that stuff can kind of get me down, kind of thing, because I'm like, I should be doing this stuff, but I'm not because of situations. But it's just you fight kind of. I can fight those demons. I can just fight them off. It's just I will meditate, or I'll just listen to music, or it's just a bunch of different things that I do that I try and training,
Yeah.
going to the gym, things like that. But it's, always fighting something.
It's a battle every day.
Yeah. But just some days are easier than others.
Yeah.
I've never just wanted to. I've never really wanted to end it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I've fought, but never wanted to end it because I knew what's the point.
Yeah, what's the point of going through all that rehab and all that kind of stuff to then just end it?
Yeah, well, like it's not. There's too much to live for.
Exactly.
You could say, I take my hat off to people that fight more than anyone with mental demons.
Yeah.
Because it ain't fun. I know people that do, and it's scary. But I just find, there's just myself. There's just too much to live for. You hurt too many people, and that's sad. That that's why I do the things I do. Tell people you love them and appreciate them, because that message could be the one that saves them. As much as sadly it might not, it might, and that's it's hard. You don't want anyone to go through that shit.
No.
Because, it hurts their family, hurts brothers, sisters, friends.
Yeah, it has a massive ripple effect.
It does. And sadly, it's hard. I don't want to kind of put it like this, but it's definitely not, because it's so hard and mentally, physically draining to deal with. But it's because of the ripple effect. But what are they doing? It's just getting away from it.
Yeah. When
there is help, it's sad. You don't want to see people lose their life over it, but you need to tell people that they're cared for and loved.
Yeah.
As bad as gay as it sounds, but it's not. It's real.
Exactly. And it's everyone should do it, because as you said, that one message could, that person may be struggling, and then they receive a message from you saying, hey bro, I love you, I really appreciate you, and they're like, oh sweet, someone cares about me. Because when they're in that state of mind, they feel like they're alone, they feel like they're a burden on other people, and no one would care if they were gone.
No, well, even myself, having a disability, being in a wheelchair, you do things and you're like, oh crap, I'm just being a pain, a burden on my friends. I won't worry about doing it. But they don't care. They don't care that you're in a wheelchair, and they'll go out of their way to help you.
Yeah.
But in your head, you're like, no, I'm just being a burden. It's exactly the same.
It's probably like when you came into my house, you probably thought you were a bit of a burden, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, oh, damn it, there's steps. I can't just step up these and get in.
Yeah. But no, I didn't care. I'm happy to help you, bro. Cause
yeah, but that's exactly right. You need to remember that you're not a burden. And the hardest, even the worst thing, the happiest people and the most best people to be around are sometimes the worst ones you need to worry about.
Yeah, because they're masking their pain with happiness, like
Exactly.
fake happiness.
And I've done it.
It's natural.
I went through a time of, when I started drinking a lot, and then I had to suffer the consequences of that. And I learnt, and now I don't really drink. I have one every now and again, or a couple every now and again, or whatever, but I don't even need, you don't need it.
No. It's all a part of your journey. And like, even by us sitting here today and speaking about it, your listeners, my listeners will listen to this and be like, you've been through a lot. If he can sit here and talk about his feelings and emotions and say to the listeners, send messages to your friends, family, saying that you love them, that creates another ripple effect.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, if these two guys can do it, why can't I? And then they do it to their friends, and then it just keeps growing.
Yeah. And it needs to be the more it keeps going, the better it's going to be. Because it's like not a cool thing to do. If you do that type of stuff, it's like, why are you being so weird for? Like, why are you doing this? It's just not it's like not a natural thing yet.
Yeah, it's because we're not used to it. We don't hear it.
It's like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing there? But that's what happens. The more it becomes a natural thing, the more people will be like, oh, cool. I get it now. I get it. It's like I couldn't even use a damn phone before I had when I had my accident. You know what phones were out when I had my accident, and this
fucking the Nokia brick.
Yeah, pretty much. iPhones weren't even cool.
At least when you dropped it, it didn't break.
No, it doesn't smash. So don't smash. But that's like, it's how, like, even I think of that sometimes. I'm like, oh shit, we've come so far. Now we're just like iPads, iPhones. Like, it's just so easy.
Yeah.
And like stuff like that does make life easy. Like, without that, I'd still be trying to pinpoint the C that you need to put in 3 times to get a letter. So like, yeah, like things have definitely come a long way and become a lot better, which is good.
Yeah, it has. And during this, you said you're 31, are you, or 30? 30 years of life since your accident and that. What do you think's been the biggest life lessons you've learnt from all this?
Be patient. Be grateful. If you want something, you have to put work in to go get it, because it's not always easy. Yeah, just do what makes you happy. Yeah, just stuff like that, really.
Yeah, and you're definitely not letting, this disability hold you back. And I seen you go skiing and you fucking train hard, and you did like the skydiving, the indoor skydiving and shit.
Yeah, I've done indoor skydiving. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I water ski, and that, like, my dad built my water ski.
I seen that. That was fucking cool, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. It's pretty fun to do. I only ski in when it's hell hot though.
Yeah.
I can't control my body temperature with my disability, with my spinal cord injury.
Oh, okay.
So I get real cold. Like the other day, I had a cold shower. I was freezing for like the next 4 hours. I was like,
really?
No. I was so off it. But like, yeah, just learn, like, yeah, just stuff like that. Like, just makes it a bit hard. So I only really ski when it's like summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still fun as to do. and when it's smooth water, because when it's rough, it hurts,
Yeah.
but it's still pretty
At
fun.
least you only feel it from here up.
Yeah, but see, it's weird because what happens is when you hit a wave and then land, all the weight just goes through your ass.
Yeah, because it's all dead. Yeah.
So it's just compresses and you're like, oh, that hurt. So it's not like because you can't brace for it. It's just full impact. So it just hurts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's it like playing wheelchair rugby though? Like, because
That's fine.
you wouldn't be able to brace much in that. Like, you kind of can, but
Well, see, there's the way that you do that's different. So instead of it coming from like
you landing, it's straight on.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
instead of it coming like through your feet, for example,
yeah.
it's just a head on.
Yeah.
So it's a different type of thing.
And you guys fucking smashed each other, bro. That's
Yeah.
epic.
I knocked myself out at nationals this year. I hit my head so hard, but you know, it's so much fun.
Yeah, it looks
It's
it.
very mentally. It's very mentally draining to the fact of there's so much going on. You need to be on point like so fast, because it's such a fast game. If you're like a split second behind, you're too late.
Yeah, just like playing normal footy.
Yeah, kind of, except so wheelchair rugby works in a point system. So it's 0.5 and goes up in 0.5 increments to 3.5.
Yeah.
So 0.5 is the lowest function, 3.5 is the highest function. And then from that, you works up as you have 8 points between 4 people on your team on court at once. So your team has 4, so there's 8 people on court.
Yeah. So you have a range of different like levels of disability on the court. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll have like a lineup will be 2 3.5s and 2.5s. So it's 8 points between 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can the teams run, obviously different points to be able to get 8. But like, it's, yeah, like I was saying, it's so fast that you just like, you got to be there before the other person.
Yeah, and you got to focus on wheeling and the catching and throwing.
There's a bit going on.
It's not like when footy, like running is natural. Whereas this, you got to focus. Your fingers could get fucking jammed.
Yeah, like I've jammed my fingers or hit my fingers on other people and, stuff like that. And then, like you get hit so hard that you fall over in your chair. Then you need to get flipped back up. And then also like pop tires. We blow that many tires just because we run our tires at like 130, 140 psi. Just so it's a faster roll.
So it's like the race cars, you got to have your pit stop and they fucking change over quickly.
Pretty much. It's so fast. It just pull out the axle and then pull the axle out, put it in the new one and put it back on. It's so quick. So but yeah, like it's heaps fun just because of it's very strategical about how it's played and how you go about pretty much say dominating the other side, about how to shut them down. So then the ball's in different people's hands compared to the main people's hands. So then mistakes come and then you can capitalize on them. And yeah, it's very strategical in that way.
How many points do you have?
1.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a low pointer.
Okay.
So it changes. So I'm in I've got like a longer chair with a pick bar, so I can pick the midpoint players and take out their other low point players. But and then so that you're in a low point chair from 0.5 to 1.5. And then from that you're in a high point chair, which is a more rounded front. So because you've got a bit more strength and function, you can kind of bump off everyone else. But yeah, I try and the low point chairs try and take out the midpoint to high pointers. So like we'll double or triple a high pointer or a mid pointer to stop them from getting the ball if they're the dominant player.
That's cool. And you represented Australia in that too, didn't you?
Yeah, I played for Australia a couple of times. Last 2 years ago, I think last year, I travelled to. I played for Australia in Melbourne at a comp that we had against New Zealand, and then I also played in Arizona.
Oh, that would have been sick.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. So like a bunch of American teams. Because in America, it's a pretty big sport in America.
Oh, really? As in, like, do the people that play are all disabled, or do they have normal people that jump in the chairs too?
Nah, they're all disabled. They're all quadriplegics.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we went over there for a comp that they had. So as a bit of practice kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was still pretty cool. Something different country. Whole different atmosphere. Yeah, all that type of stuff. It was good fun to play over there.
Yeah, Americans go crazy about any sport. That's why I asked, because I'd feel like able people would just jump in and play as well.
Watching able-bodied people try and play like sport, like push a wheelchair and stuff, it is so unnatural. It's the funniest thing. They just it's funny because they do very short pushes where like ours are like big, long, strong kind of pushes, sorry. Then they just forget sometimes and literally like will stand up. And you're like, what are you doing?
Fucking hell.
But yeah, or they'll use like if from an inbound, because we play on a basketball court.
Yeah.
So like from an inbound and the goals are I think 8 meters wide. And when we inbound the ball, they'll like use their feet and like jump up a little bit to get a little bit higher. So it's just so funny to watch like able-bodied people play wheelchair sports.
Yeah. Did you have like any goals because it's in the Olympics and stuff now in Germany, those kind of goals?
Yeah, obviously, you want to play at the highest level. We've got a very good team at the moment. So it is a kind of hard thing to get into. But you obviously want to play the sport you love doing at the highest level. So and I've having the taste of doing it already, kind of makes you hungry to do it again. So I'd love to do it again, obviously, and hopefully go to the Paralympics. But it's just going to take time. At the end of the day, I'm just going to keep doing my thing, keep training at the gym, with my trainer, and whatever happens. If it doesn't happen, well, it doesn't happen. But yeah, it's just yeah, I'm just going to keep doing my
Enjoy
thing.
the process.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy the process, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, and bro, as we mentioned before, I've watched your videos. You train fucking hard, man. You may not see it, but I look at them like, I don't know how I could train like that. That's fucking mean.
Yeah, that's my trainer's fault.
Yeah.
Nah, it's I think it's I doing like adaptive CrossFit. It's kind of just fun because it's just different. It's just it's not like just going to a gym, and like it is because you're still going to a gym and putting work in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a little bit different. Like, all right, it's another process because you're like, all right, how do I do this? How do I do that? I've got gloves that allow me to grab onto everything, which are called active hands. So I put them on. They're like a wrist strap, and then it wraps around your hand, and then you loop it back through to pull it tight.
Yeah.
That's how I hang on to like the ski erg, dumbbells, all that type of stuff that I need to hang on to. Excuse me. So yeah, that's how I do that type of stuff. But yeah, it's like it was a learning curve for me, but then also my trainer as well. And my trainer, I went to school with him and all that type of stuff. So it's been a learning curve for the both of us.
Yeah.
But it's been fun.
It looks it. Tough but fun.
Yeah. Very. I feel it every time.
You wouldn't want it any other way.
No. Like I was saying, it's a fun thing to do. It keeps me fit, healthy, and I've probably physically is probably like the best I've ever felt.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good then.
Yeah. No, it's been good. It's been good. It's been long because obviously not having full function in my body puts a lot of like strain on my body.
Yeah.
So I need to take time off every now and again and things like that. But yeah, I've been, especially during COVID, I was lucky that I was able to train. So that helped a lot. But yeah, just it's probably the best I've felt in a long time. And obviously like getting stronger is hard as well. But I've been getting stronger a lot more lately than I have in a long time.
That's awesome, man. It's good for your physical and also your mental. Keeps you sane.
Yeah, 100%. And you got to do it, otherwise you would go insane.
Yeah.
Especially me.
I thought about this question. Now, it's probably going to be different for every individual who's in a wheelchair, but what do you think would be harder, like growing up having the ability to walk and then losing it, or being born and not being able to walk at all?
What would be
harder to deal with?
I would say the ability of losing it.
Yeah, because you've experienced it and then you've had it taken away.
Yeah. I would say the losing it side would probably be harder, because if you've never had it, you know no different, right? I feel like it would be like that.
Yeah.
But I guess you'd have to ask someone. Yeah, but that's what I would think.
Yeah, it depends on the individual as well. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because it's obviously not going to be definitely not going to be the same for everybody, but that's how I would feel, and that's how I've kind of seen it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've like I had, when I was going through hospital and everything, it was funny because my mum and dad, when I was in Royal North Shore, my mum and dad would go out the front and just get some fresh air every now and again and have a stress smoke. And anyway, they'd come back and they started seeing this dude that just seemed like a heap sad, you know, depressed, struggling bloke in a wheelchair. And my mum and dad were always like, oh, I hope Chad doesn't end up meeting him across the way.
Yeah.
Just because of the you know how sometimes the sadness part of it can
Rub off, like affect you.
kind of like affect the other person. Anyway, and the whole process when I went to rehab and I went into a 4-bedroom room, and I think mum and dad went in there one day and I was with them and they were like, oh no, I ended up in the same room as this dude.
Oh.
And, you know, you be nice and, hey, how are you? Anyway, we honestly ended up clicking like the best friends. Like, we ended up getting along so well. We put shit on each other. We met like banter, all that type of stuff. And we got along like a house on fire. And my mum and dad were like, how on earth did this happen?
Yeah, they thought his energy will rub off on you, but your energy rubbed off on him.
Yeah. And he like, we ended up such good friends, like through the whole thing. Like I had one time where I was like, it wasn't, I think it just kind of hit me that I just kind of like felt bad for my parents for having to deal with me for this way.
Yeah.
And he was there for me. And it was literally like midnight, I think. And he could hear me like crying kind of thing in the corner. And he got up in his chair and came over and like gave me a hug and stuff. And we had a bit of a chat and like we got along so well. And it was just so funny. And we haven't spoken about it for years, but like for years after, we would laugh about the whole situation, about how it all occurred. Like mum and dad seen this sad, depressed dude that was smoking out the front and stuff like that and never wanted me to be a part of his life. And then all of a sudden we end up in the same room together, worried, and then we become best friends.
Meant to be.
Yeah, it was just, it was just so funny how it all just happened.
Fuck.
Yeah. It was so good to have him because he was a para. So like I was learning stuff off him.
Yeah.
As well. Like obviously I couldn't do it to his level. But like, yeah, like we're kind of like bouncing off each other. Like I would watch him like transfer into bed or something. I'd be like, all right, that's how I have to do it. That's like the technique. So I'd like go to the physio and be like, all right, this is how I have to do it. And I'd prepare myself and then I'd fail. I'm like, oh, damn it, I have to do it this other way. So it's just always about, adapting to that situation. And even my trainer to this day, he'll be like, you adapt to shit so easy. Like if something doesn't work one way, you're like within seconds, you just do it another way. But that's just what I have to do.
Yeah.
People don't notice that.
No. Fuck. And it is crazy, dude. And I guess you don't give yourself enough credit, but that is inspiring, like to have that mindset to be able to do that.
I'd rather not. No,
I know.
it's just like, I get that, but it's just, I don't, I'm just happy to just try and work it out.
You're just doing you.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
I try and like, I'm not ego tripping on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I could be like, oh, I'm amazing, I'm this, I'm that. But like, I appreciate that stuff. And don't get me wrong, it helps.
Yeah.
It obviously helps everyone. You know, a little bit of a confidence boost and stuff like that. But you can't let it give you a big head.
No.
So, but yeah, it's just one of those things that you just got to do, really.
Exactly. And as we start to wrap up, I guess, what would a piece of advice you would give to someone that has gone through a similar situation as you have and, you know, is struggling?
In any situation?
As in, we'll say we'll go in wheelchair situation, have an accident, and they're struggling with, I guess, comprehending.
Fight.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to fight, but be patient. Like you have to realize that it's not going to, like, what you're trying to, and this can, like, honestly be with anything. Like, if you want to draw, drawing's hard. You need to fight to do it. You know, like, you can't just be like, oh, I can't do it. You have to fight for yourself to get better.
Yeah.
Because if you're not gonna fight to get better and to learn all that stuff, you're just gonna be stuck. You're not gonna have independence. You're not gonna be able to drive. Like, you know, you're gonna be stuck in having people to help you. Like, I'm still learning, but the more you fight, the more you put work in at the early stage, the more prepared you're going to be for home, and the less you're going to have to do at home, but the more you're going to be able to do for yourself at home.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. No.
And that's everything.
Definitely agree.
Like, you with your podcast, the more you keep putting work in, the better you're going to become at it, and then the more you're going to be able to do for yourself, the easier it's going to be.
Yeah.
And if you're training that you do and everything, it just becomes easier. So yeah, I would say the more you have to, as hard as it is, the more you have to fight for progress, not just sit there, because it's not easy. It's not easy. Like, you're not gonna do it all the time first go, or the second, or the third. Yeah, it's gonna be a process of how you. It's just gonna be a process.
Yeah. Don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah, you got to be hard on yourself, because otherwise you're just gonna quit.
So you got to be hard on yourself, but you don't be too hard on yourself where it affects you mentally in a way.
Yeah, just got to be patient.
Yeah.
Which patience comes with time, because the more patient you are, the process becomes like the longer you take, the more patient you become, kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can't, you need to let it happen.
Yeah. Everything comes with time.
And then you learn from that you learn patience.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a win-win, I guess.
Yeah. What does having a better life mean to you?
That's a good question.
I like to put people on the spot.
Having a better life. I would say like something like progress. Because and like your hard work in anything that you kind of want to do, because without them you're not going to be able to get your goals or where you want to be to create you a better life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a work ethic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you're able to put that work in, the dedication to it, the better life you're going to be able to set yourself up and have goals and focus and do what you love.
Yeah, exactly. And when your time's all up and done yourself on this earth, Chad, what's something you'd like to be remembered for?
I would say something like effort. You know, the process that you go through in life creates you to who you become. And I've learned that you kind of do need to put that effort in with everything, because you need to be, you care for those people, that ones that are around you, which means you have to put effort in. Yeah, it's just, and to never give up. Because it does get hard.
Yep.
And yeah, the ones that are around you will, keep you humble and strong, and to fight through those times, to just never give up on what you want to do and what you want to become.
Awesome, man. Dude, thank you so much for sharing all that with me today. I've fucking loved this chat, eh?
Nah, no worries. Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
It's all good, man. Yeah, your story is inspiring. You should be proud of yourself. I know, your parents and your friends and family will be proud of the man you are today. So, dude, thank you once again. And for the listeners, if you get some value out of today's episode, I know you will, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Chad, where's the best place to find you on social media?
Most likely just Instagram.
Yeah. I'll put your link in the description anyway. Go check out what Chad's doing. He's making some cool content. He has an amazing story, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one.